Hello there. So here we are, well over a year later. Me, myself, something like 18 years later. Here's the funny thing. This video goes out to all the secret and not so secret intelligence agencies of the world, really, mostly the Western, I guess. I don't know if they watch this shit in Taiwan or in Burundi. See, you will know who I am. If not, boy, did you miss out. Here's something funny for you. I'm just going to mention a few things and describe briefly what they do. And if one of them, one single of them, sounds very familiar to you, because damn, we're using that shit, ain't we? What is all the other crap he talks about? Well, the other crap is the shit that I've had to put up with. And the shit that all kinds of people, private sector people, not state official people of any country in the world, useless pieces of filth, have in their hands and use to fuck up the world. And unfortunately, me in particular, because of what happened a little over a year ago. And me not quite playing ball then, because my mind just said, no, something's fishy here. It took me months to understand what is fishy, but let's go to these apps, as I call it. It's not apps for your mobile device, no. It's functionality suits for the mind. First and foremost, the Com app, as I call it, via which you can communicate. There are 4 channels. Typically, if you do it in an orderly fashion, there's a whole lot of more channels, but for each communicant, that typically is 4 channels, data channels. One for the thought, one for the spoken content, one for physical things, bodily things, and one for intents and things like that. It's a little complicated. Basically, it's just a communication app. And then there's all kinds of stuff playing into that. There is the, as I call it, the Mirror app, which is an app where you are being given the impression as if whoever is talking to you, and it could be yourself, so to speak, you were looking into a mirror while you are talking to you. There are various other apps, little add-ons of sorts and functionality sets that play into this Com app. But basically the Com app is the basic of everything. Then you get the magnificent, as I call it, Infantry app, with which you can basically change the settings of every fucking soldier in this world. Namely, the moral settings, the sanity settings, how hostile they are, you know, how tired they are, things like that. You can just mess around with these sliders, and they work perfectly well for any old shit, not just wars. Any civilian out there with this shit, and they do have this shit, you can mess with their sliders and really make these people have very odd experiences, physically and mentally and so on. There's all kinds of other apps. Oh yeah, and by the way, the armed forces of people's countries might want to talk to me about that infantry shit, because your armies might not be what you think they are. But that's just as a little aside. Then there's audio and video recording apps, which aren't all that important. There are imprints. It's what I call the imprint app. Any old thing, like my pack of cigarettes here, or anything really, somebody else decides, can give you some kind of pulsed little line. It could say, I don't know, if it were a can of beans, it could say, buy me, buy me, buy me. It could say anything. It could be something completely harmless, like your daughter. If you look at your daughter, and all of a sudden your daughter's view pulses you, hate me, hate me, hate me. Oh, magnificent things possible there. So there's the imprint app. There's the periphery of vision is enemy app. It's a bit of a specific thing. It's like anything to your left or to your right basically lets you know that it's your enemy, which isn't so, because it could be your daughter, it could be your dog, it could be your colleague at work, it could be anybody. There's that app. There's the Faces/Masks app, which is that a communicant can define a mask. So you could talk to your Uncle Joe but your Uncle Joe might decide to have a mask of, say, I don't know, Jack Nicholson. And then you really have the impression that it's fucking Jack Nicholson talking to you, even though it's not. There's all kinds of other apps, such as the as I call it, the body function mimicry app. That's a fascinating thing. You can basically cling to another communicant, namely a real other body of another person, and take over their breathing, for instance. You can make them force breathe and things like that. And of course, via the columns, you can make all kinds of effects. There is the Voices app, which is also very interesting. It's just you getting either your mind, your memory is familiar with a particular voice anyway, like that of Fran Drescher. I'm not going to try Fran Drescher. And then one of the communicants can decide to talk with that voice, so to speak. Or, even better, make you talk with that voice, if your voice section here allows for that. I guess I couldn't do Fran Drescher anyway, even if I tried. But within certain range limits, much is possible. There's a lot of shit. There's the what I call Post-it app. It's just a virtually imagined, for the aid of the mind, little place on your back or on the back of your head where you can write something like "kick me" and then put it on there, which is really through the communication. You go, so to speak, you reach through to the other person, and at the back you leave an instruction like "vote Democrat." And that person's avatar, oh, I used the word here, which, by the way, the usage of that word with those people who know or think to know what they're talking about, and for 30 plus years, we might want to have us a little round talk about what is the avatar, because there is, I figured this shit out with these little tokens. I don't know if you can see them. I know the video is black and white, the different colors. I tried to puzzle this together. I don't think you got it perfectly right. In fact, you get it perfectly wrong. And you have absolutely no fucking idea. There's tons of other shit, like, oh yeah, like, how about you fucking talk to me? Oh, and then there's a funny thing. See, I've been in the clutches, no, not in the clutches, that's wrong, because I can resist them, but it is the most inhumane experience imaginable. But I have been resisting these people who tried to use me as the stupidest piece of shit on earth over a year ago to frame someone for the most ridiculous thing. It was about someone wanting World War III or something, as far as I remember. But that's old stories. So, and it really is not the topic anymore, because, oh, and in between, I saved the world actively by deleting a virtual, which is a relational, is that the word? Relational database? Anyway. Where you had all the numbers, so to speak, of people's minds. It's a long story. If you wanted to talk to me, in fact, see, why do I do this video after a year? Because I have been talking here in my apartment endlessly. I've been writing documents again and again. No one fucking comes to talk to me. I know that there's bastards up there who are utter tools. They're mere puppets. They are server. In German, the word is Dienerkreaturen, a little condescending probably. I'm not very fond of these people up there. There's a group of German people of about 5 that I have had the dubious pleasure of having them sick at my mind, and one of them is a clinical psychopath, by the way, and it's a long story, you know. And the thing is, after a few weeks of peace, where I'm in what I call an emitty field, which is a little device that emits a field of your generic, but basically your kind of wavelength, mind brainwave field. So I'm in this shit field, and there's the feepy and all kinds of shit. I'm getting a little tired. Not tired, don't worry, it ain't gonna happen by the way. But I'm getting kind of tired because I'm talking my mouth off for over a year. And you people, some of this shit, this app, and there's a lot of stuff I didn't mention, I didn't go into at all into. A lot of this is definitely Secret Service / intelligence, not the Secret Service of America, just intelligence related shit. This is spyware, some of this. Which is virtual mindware for active field spies, some of this shit. The simulating, all of this, the infantry app, and it's a virtual simulation. You can do shit. You can make people lurch in church floors, you know. You can get one of these things. This is basically probably started off as a bullet hole. You can just place this shit anywhere in the person's body, perception-wise, like, and then they're in their lurchy sect, and, oh, I have this nag here, oh, you are healed. And shit like that. Or you can just wait in front of an abortion clinic, and any woman who comes out of there, oh shit. Oh, and you, for the rest of their lives, just virtually place a virtual bullet hole in her abdomen. Ah, glorious. And it gets even more tasteless. There's tons of shit I've had over this year, people connected into here, some of them unaware as I call them, some of them told but unaware, which is people who think they understand what's going on, and I'm afraid a lot of you agents happen to be in that category. So you might want to talk to me. And in fact, you might want to talk to me for the simple reason to shoot the fucking German fucking bastards dead who the fuck come into my fucking mind. For no other reason than revenge, because I thwarted their little fuck. They think they're important fuckers. That's a long story. You might want to talk to me. In fact, you might want to do something about this, and you might want to do something about this soon, because like it's been over a fucking year. Thank you.